the question is AR-15, Anthony Richards, overhyped? AR-15, what a nickname. I mean, to come out of the gate with AR-15, dude, that's a hot start. I love it, dude.
No, he looked great. He looked really good. He looked really good. He looked really good compare and contrast to how average Emory Jones looked. And I think that's really the glaring part, is that if Anthony Richardson had come out and done what he did, people would say, okay, that was a good showing, but it wasn't a great showing. I think what's happening is that you're looking at the body of work of two quarterbacks, and one clearly struggled and one came in and was just making a lot of plays in every different direction. Now, the one thing I will say for Anthony Richardson is that type of style of football can get shut down by a defense that has speed to match. So I can understand a little bit of maybe keeping the cap on the hype. But look, if this kid turns into a person, a quarterback that can pass the ball consistently, even on a above average level, he's going to be extremely dangerous. The kid is blazing fast, and he's
a freshman because he was redshirted last year.
Yes, redshirt freshman. Yes,
the
correct.
future is exciting.
Time, but he redshirted for sure. But
So
that's crazy. And I want to say stats wise, he's not a small guy.
He is
look here. 6'4", 236. So if the quarterback thing doesn't work out for him, there's a spot at linebacker that would be great. So
he's an absolute freak. That's a great point. So Emory Jones had a lot of pressure coming in. It's his first start, big deal, a lot going on. I get that. AR-15 had nothing to lose. He comes in, he balls out. That's where I think the Dan Mullen train's going. My concern is he rode out the Felipe Franks train way too long. His first year in.
Time. Yeah, he's loyal to his quarterbacks, and
I respect it. I appreciate it, and I love it. But dude, the timeline on this is short. The window of winning is very short. I saw a little segment on Facebook. Gator fans don't like to wait. We're not patient. We like for you to win. Okay, we don't care about development. we don't care about what promises you made to Emory. We want to win now.
What have you done for me lately?
And we want to win. All right, and that's simple as that. And to me, right now, from what I've seen, AR-15 is that best option. I haven't been a huge fan of Emory Jones. I wasn't a huge fan when he would come in for Kyle Trask every now and then. He's an athlete. He's not a quarterback to me. You mentioned he was a wide receiver
on the field. Yes. He came in. He was recruited by most schools as an athlete. And it was Florida that promised him the opportunity to play quarterback, which is why he pursued the Florida opportunity.
Which, look, I respect. You want to play your position. You want to go after it.
Yeah.
I get that. But if you don't, you get beat. You get beat.
Yep. And look, in this situation, he's got the seniority, he's got tenure.
Sure.
He's just got a lot more experience with Mullen. And I'm sure in a first or second game scenario, you want to go with somebody who's got a little bit more control of the offense and maybe knows more of the playbook, so that you can rely on maybe some plays.
Those are great points.
Scenarios where the Richardson may not have that 100, like that full grasp. If he only has 25 to 30 to 35% of the plays that he knows so well that he can run them, that's really going to limit you. And if you, for some reason, end up in a bad situation with FAU, which of course it wasn't going to happen.
And again, that's where
you end up in a position where you have to be functional and he can't do it, then it puts you in a choppy situation. But 113 yards for your starting quarterback and 2 picks in the first game of the year against what is considered below.
Not great. Not a great starting rep.
Average at best talent. Yeah.
So here's what I like. I'm glad that AR came in and balled out, because that's going to put a lot of pressure on Emory Jones. It's going to elevate the quality.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
and I felt like, so Shamal, real quick, Shamal, one of our listeners, he has a great point. He showed no emotion, no hype, no fire, nothing. And I agree with that. That was something I kept watching. It felt like he didn't want to be there. That's a solid point. And again, you don't need to be crazy. You don't need to be like exciting. I like the straightforward, kind of like the Nick Saban method we were talking about earlier. Yep. But you got to see it in your eyes. I didn't see it. AR-15 came out there, controlled the field. The team almost adjusted, like, we want this guy. And we've heard that before, like, hey, the team rallies around this guy. It kind of happened with your guy. And we'll get to that at FSU. It just, the big the momentum, it's going to be interesting in week 2. If he struggles a little bit for 1 or 2 possessions, It's going to be interesting to see because USF's going to give us a fight, and it's not going to be easy, squeezy, lemon peasy.
Yes. Yeah, and the thing with going against Florida talent is even when you've got somebody like an FAU, the state puts out so much high school talent that an FAU could have a handful or 2 3-star players that would be a 5-star player coming out of like a Tennessee or a Missouri, right? Down here, they're 3-star players in comparison to the other talent. So a lot of times you've got these USFs, the FAUs, the FIUs, and out there, and although it seems like they're playing with lesser talent than the big boys of the state, which they are, it doesn't mean they don't have talent. It just means that their roster is 2 and 3 stars, but still, those were 2 and 3 stars in this state are not bad guys.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, it'll keep you on your toes. I'm excited about it, though. It'll be another good week of college football coming up.
Look, man, we started off hot. We're going to keep rolling into hot. NFL's next week. Dude, it's just that time of year, baby, where the juices are flowing.